I did that for the majority of my career. And also, just so you know, a lot of people always wonder why the Oatmeal. When I played Quake as a teenager, I played it online, and my name was always Quaker Oatmeal. Eventually that got shortened to Oatmeal, so when I signed up for websites and made accounts, it was always my default handle or username. So when it came time to build a website that was just a wonderland of things I'd created, it seemed appropriate just to call it the Oatmeal, rather than trying to describe it as Calvin and Hobbes or something. It has no recurring characters, so there's no way to really name it. But anyway, so yeah, I was building lots of websites, working for lots of people, and I basically just one day decided I was kind of cranky, and I didn't want to work for people anymore. I wanted a website that would be autonomous, that I could work from home, I could set my own schedule, and the things that I had, the creativity I had, wouldn't be controlled or changed by anybody else. So the first site that I actually did this with was not the Oatmeal. I started an online dating site a couple of years ago called Mingle2. And again, it was a one-man operation. I did it in my spare time while I was working another job, and actually did the whole thing in 66 hours using a rapid development framework and launched it. And then 6 months later, I managed to get about 100,000 people signed up on it, and I sold it to a bigger dating site. We combined forces, and within a year of that, we had about 40 million page views a month, and close to 1 million users, and it's one of the biggest free dating sites in the United States. All, again, to the power of one guy with just some zany, crazy ideas. So it's a good testament, I guess, to the power of viral marketing right now. And the way I did it was I started writing funny blog posts, like how dating my ex was like playing Doom 2 on Nightmare Mode. And if you've never played Doom 2, Nightmare Mode is the hardest setting. It shouldn't even be in the game. It's completely unfair. And that mirrored my relationship at the time. Then I started making these quizzes, how many cannibals could my body feed, for example, where, these were funny and they got spread. You'd take this quiz and it would tell you how many you could feed. But what these actually did was these were actually a vehicle to build links for me. So what happened was you would get your score, like it would say you could feed 15 cannibals, and then underneath it there was that little link, and what I'd do is I'd give people the HTML code to embed on their blog, and people would share them. These just spread like wildfire. It was on Wired's blog, it was everywhere. And what it allowed me to do was build links to my dating site with words such as that, like free online dating. So I'm not going to go into how SEO works, but basically if you get everyone on the internet pointing to your website talking about, I don't know, fried bunny rabbits, then when you Google fried bunny rabbits, your site will show up first, depending on how many links you have. So what I was able to do was use things like bears with diarrhea and dinosaurs and zombies in order to build links for a commercial property. It was awesome. I got to draw for a living and I got to have a successful dating site. So I made a ton of these quizzes, and actually the most epic one I ever made was called How Many 5-Year-Olds Could You Take in a Fight? Appropriately hosted on howmany5year-olds-could-you-take-in-a-fight.com. And this thing, it took down our servers like 7 times from the influx of traffic. And it's a good quiz because it sort of it challenges you, I guess. It's like it's a question you want to know the answer to, which makes it a good brow campaign. And lots of people were upset. Lots of parents were like, "This is sick and weird," and there was all this outrage. I know that they had this internal dialogue that was like, "Well, how many could I take?" This is something I made called the death report, where you tell it your birthday, and I wrote this little formula that would figure out how many people died the day you were born. So how many people were exiting as you were entering, basically. In addition, I built in this script that would go through Wikipedia and tell you like any natural disasters, tornadoes, hurricanes, celebrity deaths, all on your birthday. And I guess the appeal here is that, it's one, it's morbid, and two, it's sort of like a horoscope, except kind of a demented, kind of a sad one, but people went crazy for it. This is Zombie Harmony. It's a fake dating site I made for zombies within my dating site. Again, the goal was trying to market my dating site, build links, build exposure, all that kind of stuff. What was really funny was this got so much press and so many links that for a while it outranked Match.com and eHarmony for all these dating-related keywords. If you Googled like free dating site, this showed up before Match.com. It's a good testament to, I guess, if you come up with kind of a crazy, funny idea, how you can one person can overpower someone with like a multi-million-dollar budget. And also, oftentimes what I had to do for the dating site, and back when I used to do client work, is I had to make things that aren't necessarily funny or interesting. And in this case, it was dating, free online dating sites. So oftentimes what I would do is I'd find something nonsensical and attach it to it. And that was how I was able to come up with ideas. In this case, I attached zombies to dating. This is a comic called The 8 Phases of Dating. This is the first date when you're kind of getting to know each other. This is when you get comfortable with each other. really comfortable with it. And that's marriage. I'm not married, but I'm guessing that's So what was the problem? I had a dating site, I got to draw for a living, I got to be creative, it was autonomous, all that. My dream was fulfilled, I guess. One, again, I sold it right away, and we combined forces, but my creativity was, again, being kind of controlled and marketed, and it was this vehicle for something else. I really didn't like that. It'd be like having a concert pianist do Gatorade commercials. Not that my art is on level with a concert pianist. You've seen it's crappy, it's awful sometimes. Just that it's kind of an awkward fit for what I was doing. And two, SEO, my whole business banked on SEO. If we didn't rank for those keywords, we didn't have a business. And that is a terrible way to do SEO. I encourage people to do SEO to boost their business, not build on it. And it just didn't scale. I overdid the SEO thing, and they ended up getting banned on a couple different sites. So I decided I wanted to start something else. And what really kind of nailed it in for me was How to Tell If Your Cat is Plotting to Kill You, one of my comics. And this comic was, it got so much exposure. That's when I realized that I'm a cartoonist. This is my asset. This is what I should be doing. I shouldn't be awkwardly fitting my comics inside these other things. So that's how the Oatmeal was born, basically, with this desire to no longer, I guess, market other people's stuff and instead have my product be a book, have it be a cartoonist, have it be all that. So.